Explosive bunnies are one of the more interesting weapons Terraria has to offer. They are quite literally made of a piece of dynamite strapped to a bunny and pack an appropriate amount of explosive power. These bunnies have their uses in Terraria, but what about real life? How strong would the explosion of an equivalent explosive bunny be in real life, and would it kill you? Well, to know that, we must first figure out how much explosives are actually strapped to the bunny, and this is where we run into a bit of an inconsistency. You see on the explosive bunny's sprite, we can see 2 small sticks of dynamite, but the explosive bunny's recipe only calls for 1 stick of dynamite, the item. For the sake of this video, I'll assume that the amount of dynamite strapped to the bunny is equivalent to the 1 stick of dynamite we see in the crafting recipe. It simplifies calculations, and we'll just assume that Terrarian just splits the stick into 2 or something when attaching it to the bunny. It makes sense considering how large the stick actually is. Okay, so there is 1 stick of Terrarian dynamite strapped to this bunny. How much dynamite, or TNT equivalent, is that? To find this out, we'll need to do some math, and consult some outside sources. If we look at Dynamite's sprite in Terraria, we can see that it is 12 pixels tall and 5 pixels wide. To convert this to our 3D world, we can model this as a cylinder of equivalent size, so one that is 12 pixels tall and 5 pixels in diameter. Converting to real life units, that would be 3 feet by 1.5 feet. Assuming that the outer coating of the dynamite is of insignificant thickness, this means the total volume of this stick of dynamite would be about 104,000 cubic centimeters or 104 liters. To convert this to a weight, we can use the density of modern gelatin-based dynamite as a reference, which is roughly 1.5 grams per cubic centimeter. This gives us a final weight for our stick of dynamite of a whopping 156 kilograms. This is an absolute unit of a dynamite stick, half as tall as the player and thicker than the human limb, and many times larger and heavier than a normal full stick of dynamite. You can expect to see some power here. So then, how much damage will that cause? Well, luckily for us, the United Nations publishes a blast damage estimation calculator that tells us how much damage different amounts of explosive do at different distances. You might recognize this calculator from MatPat's video on the Bob-omb from a few years back. To use this calculator, we need to convert from dynamite to TNT equivalent, and in this case our 156 kilograms of dynamite converts to be equivalent to roughly 164.5 kilograms of TNT. In conventional terms, this is a massive amount of explosive. A single stick of dynamite is around 190 grams, so this is 800 times that. However, this is still less than 1% of the explosion that leveled central Beirut in 2020. Anyway, if we plug these numbers into the UN calculator, we can get our results. A charge equal to 164.5 kilograms of TNT would completely destroy houses within 10 meters, kill everyone within 12, render all buildings uninhabitable within 43, and rupture eardrums within 51. You would be able to feel the ground vibrating up to 410 meters away, while windows could be broken hundreds of meters away too. Put simply, the damage would be much more devastating than we can see in Terraria. This would be the real-life power of an explosive bunny, and it would almost certainly be lethal to the Terrarian if they ever set it off. And it's all because of this overkill-ass dynamite too. It's not quite at a city leveling tier. To get there you'd probably need a few hundred, but it's a significant and very, very deadly explosion. To answer the opening question, yes, it would kill you. Hello, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to support the channel. Only about a quarter of you do. Similar videos are on the left and right. Either way, thank you for watching, and good day, and goodbye. See you next week-ish.